Hello everyone, welcome to Res Snapper channel. My name is MJ and this is Snap or Pass, where we look at the new cards coming to Marvel Snap each week. And this week we're looking at a new card coming to us via High Voltage. You'll be able to get it in that game mode. We'll have a look in a minute at how easy it will be to get. But do you even want it? Well, he's a Series 4 card, he's a 3/3. When this is destroyed, replace it with a 4-cost card from your hand or deck. Wow! In this video we'll be discussing some deck ideas, whether I think it's good, the mechanics of the card, what you should do with it, and should you ultimately buy it. I'll say that, I'll give my opinions in Snap or Pass. That is what this show is. You can use the chapters below to skip to the section that you want to. And I'd encourage you to do so. No, I wouldn't. Watch the whole thing. Watch the whole thing. Don't do that. Right, so High Voltage is running from August the 21st to August the 28th. So it's open for an entire week. So that's good. I think the last time they did a game mode, yeah, Grand Arena was like 2 weeks, wasn't it? Which is... we'll talk about Grand Arena in a minute, to be honest, guys. I'm loved the game mode itself and the gameplay. Not sure about the rewards, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then I think... he should be available like a month after the 28th of August, so I guess around the 28th of September, which is a very interesting date because hopefully I'll be in America at that point. And I think that's like the release day of like the Magic the Gathering Spider-Man set. There's some cool trading card releases happening whilst I'm in America, so I'm definitely going to be hitting some card shops, hopefully getting some packs. I don't think I'll actually find the Spider-Man Magic the Gathering one, but I think there should be some cool stuff there whilst I go, so it'll be a fun time. Actually, I might as well just shout out my vlogs at this point if you want. Hi, Pee-Pee. Yeah, you can interrupt. Have a good day. Yeah, this is a good opportunity to promote the vlog channel. You see more of Claire on the vlog channel, actually. Yeah, check out Theme Park Life. I don't actually post that often on there, but I will be posting vlogs from our entire Florida trip. They're easily like my most excited vlogs that I like to do are like holiday vlogs, obviously. So those will be on there starting from October, right? Yeah, I'm going to have like 20 extra videos to edit. It's going to be awesome. I'm not going to be exhausted and overworked. It'll be fine, good. And we'll have a look at the reward track for High Voltage momentarily, because there's normally a variant, a special variant you can get in the game mode, but this time it's just a mystery variant. But before we do look at that reward track, one final little piece of promo. Please do subscribe to the channel. We are in the birthing canal to 5,000 subscribers, so ever so close. So it would really mean a lot to me to get to that milestone, so please do considering subscribing if you haven't done so already. Right, this is as higher resolution image as I could get of the High Voltage reward track. Also, possibly subject to change because this was from the developer update video, but as you can see, you can get like an Airwalker avatar, a purple cosmic border. This is really significant because this is one of the premium borders, the super exclusive borders that only came out so far in the Grand Arena game mode. Then there's like a mystery border. Airwalker is at 12,000 volts, so that should be pretty easily attainable for most people. If you are playing, sorry, I shouldn't say easy actually. I know that logging in 3 times a day to play the game and complete those missions can be a challenging thing to do. But I think if you are able to do that, then you should be able to get Airwalker quite easily. And I think for the premium mystery variant here, which is the top reward this time, that would probably be a bit of a grind. And I imagine you'd probably actually have to, most people would probably have to pay to refill their missions. That's what I think, because the previous High Voltages that we've had, the top reward has not been as high as 18,000 volts, I don't think. Anyway, we are doing a PAX bundle giveaway this video, guys, so please subscribe to the channel to enter, like the video as well, and comment answering which famous duo do you want to see in the game, including existing cards you want to see combined into a duo. So for example, I did like a Marvel vs. Capcom season custom season, I should say, and I did like a Cyclops and Cable duo. So which famous duo do you want to see? Why do I say that? I say that because Airwalker and Firelord, who I was going to say recently came to the game, but they might be coming at the same time actually. I have already released my Snap or Pass video, but there was a delay in adding Firelord to the game. But they're a duo. They are a duo. Not only do they have, I think it was Scott from Snap Fan, right? wrote this excellent article about the, or actually no, it wasn't. I don't know if he did an article actually. So I certainly saw his tweet, right, about the relationship of Firelord and Airwalker. They're basically best friends, and one of them, I think it was maybe Firelord, came in search of Airwalker, who had died, and was a herald of Galactus. And then Galactus made him a herald in order to like find Airwalker or tell him about Airwalker or something. It's weird. Anyway, go and check out Scott's tweet. I will put a link to it in the description, comments maybe, somewhere. Anyway, and I've also forgotten to read out the Marvel Encyclopedia. I'd be so stunned if anyone is watching at this point. I feel like I've rabbited on for about 5 hours and we've not even got into discussing the cards. So yeah, don't blame you. And MJ, future MJ, don't get upset when you look at the analytics of this video and it says like average viewed 1 minute. So Airwalker, chosen by the planet-devouring Galactus to become his latest herald after the betrayal of the Silver Surfer, Xandarian starship captain Gabriel Lan was endowed with the power cosmic, becoming Gabriel the Airwalker. As the Airwalker, Gabriel served his master for several years, seeking out worlds for Galactus to consume in order to survive. After the Ovoids killed the Airwalker, Galactus transferred his mind into a robotic body. However, Galactus did not care for the results and replaced him with Firelord. Since then, Airwalker's robotic body has been destroyed and rebuilt several times. Perhaps this last rebuild could mean the end of him. Wow. So, yeah, replaced him with Firelord, and in the game, you could potentially destroy Airwalker and pull out Firelord, and Firelord can Firelord basically revive him? So, like, they basically replace and revive each other. It's pretty freaking cool. Anyway, the mechanics of the card. I think he's going to work in Destroy decks, obviously. I think he may have an opportunity in Revival's deck, because there's obviously the potential of, especially even just a combo of him with Firelord alone. And then Destroyer might like him, because in those Destroyer-style decks, which, yes, they are quite copy these days in modern Marvel Snap. They don't really fit into the metagame. But in the olden days, when you could just play a Destroyer and that would win one location, and then in another location you've got like armor to protect that, or in another location you've got Colossus and Bucky Barnes or whatever. If you stick off an Airwalker into that location, cheat out a 4-cost for free at the end of the game. If that could be like a really high power one, like an Ares or whatever. In fact, you just leave Ares in your hand, play loads of other big cards including Destroyer. Bish bosh bish, you get a free Ares out of it. That's probably a better combo than anything I've even planned to say in this video, and that was off the top of my head. Right, so he tutors a card from your hand or deck, so it doesn't matter where the card is. So in trading card games, I believe they call it tutoring. That is when a specific card is being either drawn or, in this context, obviously played onto or added onto the location. And that can be very potent because it does guarantee a specific thing. Also, the fact that it comes from your hand or deck means it doesn't matter where it is, so much so that you can literally only play one 4-cost if you want, and then Airwalker will be guaranteed to always hit it, which is really interesting. That is the really interesting thing about this card. And it should be able to be used multiple times if you can revive him. There's nothing in this text that suggests to me that it can't be used multiple times. I mean, I would say we do see single-use things in Marvel Snap, so it wouldn't surprise me if it's only single-use. But from the wording, I don't think it would be. I think you can use it multiple times. So the pros. It's a fully reliable way to get a specific 4-cost card into your locations. It pulls from hand or deck. This is such a strong element of this card and makes him absolutely fascinating. And you're cheating out a card. So whilst he himself is low tempo as a 3 power card, it may be a high tempo ability because you are cheating out potentially, like I say, an Ares for 12 power. So you're cheating out 12 power. Does that make him like a 315 rather? Is he a 315? Maybe. The cons. As I said above, he is low tempo with only 3 power. If for whatever reason you don't destroy him, that might suck a little bit, or you've been forced into a position where you have to play your 4-cost card. Who knows? Are there any 4-cost cards that you want to get into play this way in the types of decks that you might play Airwalker in? Shuri? But do you want to waste a Destroy to just cheat out Shuri? This is excuse me. Right, let's get this done. Also, pretty sure some water just fell out of my mouth. That's quite embarrassing if that happened. Basically, guys, to trigger Airwalker, you do have to destroy him, which pretty much means, like, if you want to do that consistently, you have to have multiple destroy cards in your deck, and if you're doing that, you are playing some form of destroy deck, okay? So you are playing a destroy deck. And so in the context of that, what could you possibly want to cheat out? Like I said, maybe a Shuri, but the problem is the types of cards that you play after Shuri, which might be Nimrod, Symbiote Spider-Man, the Fallen one. Why wouldn't you just play Shuri on turn 4? Why have you got to go through these extra steps? Yeah, you're not I don't know what I'm saying now, but you could do you could play like a Nova, an original Nova, and Venom on turn 4 on top of the Airwalker. That does cheat out a Shuri or something. So is that a more interesting play? Is that better? I guess if you can play a Deathlock on Airwalker and it pulls Shuri, I guess to be fair, that is higher tempo than just playing Shuri. Is there anything else that you would want to actually do that with? I'm not 100% sure. And basically, this seems like a long-winded way to get a specific card into play, question mark. Like, I'm not sure. I might need some help in the comments with this one. And then a special section on that Firelord. As Skosko explains on Twitter, there's a great synergy with Firelord and the Story Link. Like, this is fantastic card design. And yeah, once again, shout out to that thread that Scott made. And Airwalker can be destroyed, summon Firelord, and then revive Airwalker. So this truly is an interesting combination of cards, and yeah, really love to see such comic accurate abilities, and I hope to see we see more similar stuff like that in future. Generally speaking, I love the comic accuracy translations into cards, so I'm sure there will be stuff. Right, anyway, some counters for the card: Armor, the ever reliable destroy counter, and then brand new tech card counter Stardust, who I actually managed to lose against this morning somehow. I have played against many Stardust this season and hardly lost. I think I've lost to it twice out of, to be fair, I'm not even seeing it all that often. I've probably played against it 10 or 12 times, something like that, and I have lost against it twice. And I only lost against it the second time because of some absolute nonsense. Basically, I had my hand filled with stuff via Triskelion, and my opponent just had the most mental. They had the most mental cards, like they had a Strange Supreme, and I just had all expensive cards, and yeah, it was crazed. But yeah, Stardust can stop Airwalker pulling something into play, though, bear that in mind. Don't fall for the trap. I will say Stardust is a bit of an echo, a bit of an invisible one. You do forget. I did nearly play a White Tiger into it in a previous game, which I then ended up winning because I realised. Anyway, Synergies. Do you want to pull a Shuri in? We sort of spoke about this already, yes. So maybe you run Deathlock to get the high pro. Tell me in the comments what I'm missing here, guys. What element am I missing here? Firelord, we've already spoken about. They have a very unique synergy, a symbiotic synergy between each other. And then Morgan Le Fay as well. Either bringing back a destroyed Airwalker, which... Wait, can Airwalker bring himself back? Would Morgan Le Fay bring back Airwalker? Is Airwalker already destroyed? Let me check. Is it after? It's if the wording is after. No, when this is destroyed, replace it with a 4-cost card from your hand or deck. I'm not 100% sure if that means that if he pulls Morgan Le Fay, he'll revive himself. That's going to be a really interesting one. No, not revive himself, add himself back into your hand. That could be a really interesting one. I mean, yes, you are only adding like a 3/6 to your hand, and if you are only playing one 4-cost card in your deck, and that's Morgan Le Fay. In fact, actually, if you build a deck around Morgan Le Fay, oh god, is this the best use for Airwalker? Because Morgan Le Fay is very much a build around card. You do have to pretty much truly build a deck around her, and I know from experience, because she's one of the cards that I've tried to test the most in recent times, that when you don't draw her, it's just like an automatic concede. But Airwalker is basically another way to get her out. Oh my god, this is amazing. Also, massive shout out to John, aka John Jack. I don't even know his name. How bad is it? I mean, he's a friend of mine. I don't even know his name. But to be fair, in my mind, he's just chair driver in my mind. Chair driver, guy I've known for many, many years. Through many forums, and he commented on a video a couple of weeks ago. I didn't know he watched. He commented on a video a couple of weeks ago, and was like, "Yeah, I've been like lurking in the shadows." He didn't say that. That's my words. But anyway, yeah, he said he's been watching my videos and stuff, which was absolutely heartening to read. And yeah, he gave me some tips for a Morgan Le Fay deck, who is a card, like I said, I've tested relentlessly. Never quite got it to work, but his tips were incredible. He said, use her with Makari and Angel, two very key cards, which, if you can manage to destroy them with like a Venom or however you do it, and then play Morgan Le Fay, that feels absolutely incredible. And this was like, it was the best games I've ever had with Morgan Le Fay. It was very, very fun. So yeah, massive shout and thank you to, I'm sure it's either John James or James John. I wouldn't just dox you as well. That's public. It's all fine, isn't it? Fine. Right, and decks. So this week, yeah, only one slide worth of decks for you. The first one we've got is called Walk This Way. This is a budget deck. This is like classic destroy. It has got the Shuri Nimrod combo. We are truly tutoring Shuri as well. She's the only 4-cost card that we've got in our deck. If we don't happen to have Nimrod in our hand, that's why I've included like the Hobgoblin as like a cheeky bit of surprise play. There's basically no other good targets for the Shuri. However, if you are cheating Shuri out with like a Deathlock on an Airwalker, you probably feel a little bit better about, if you don't have the Nimrod or the Hobgoblin, you probably feel a little bit better about targeting something like a Wolverine. And then just destroying that, which you can actually do on turn 5 as like Wolverine into Carnage or whatever. And also, we just got Destroyer in this deck as well. If you do manage to pull off the Shuri Hobgoblin, feels less likely that they'll win that location. You can just destroy another location, and you might get an X-23 or a Bucky Barnes into that location or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is a Destroyer-style deck. Nice. And then I've got a Revival deck. So this is with, again, the only card in the deck that is 4-cost is Morgan Le Fay, so we are ensuring that we get her out. And in fact, I've obviously clearly made this slide before I spoke to Chair Driver, and haven't included Angel or Makari, which maybe I would include as inclusions in this now. This also is an indication of how far ahead I am planning videos, because I am going to Florida. Was that this video? It feels like about 4 hours ago that I mentioned the vlog channel. I think that was this video. Absolutely insane. But yeah, because I'm going to America, I'm working extremely far ahead. As at time of recording, which is basically a week before I even upload this video, I'm working on the Sparky video, which is like, as at time of recording, it's like, actually it's not even a month away, to be fair. It's like 2 or 3 weeks away. But yeah, I'm still working quite far ahead. Anyway, that was just an explanation for why this doesn't have Angel or Makarian. But it has got cheap cards in, like Silver Sable, like Rocket Raccoon, Iceman, Nico. We've got the Firehair for destroying them. We've got Killmonger, easy way to destroy them, yada, yada, yada. Airwalker we can either destroy with possibly Nico, but probably more likely Carnage or Deathlock or Venom. That tutors the Morgan Le Fay, and you get all of those precious resources back, which you can then play on turn 5 and then destroy again if you want to, get the benefit from Firehair and final turn Death, or replaying stuff or whatever. Could work, I don't know, but like I said, I'd probably rework this deck with my newfound knowledge. So overall, I'm looking at this, I'm like, giving him 3 stars. I am wondering, the tutoring element I think is maybe better than I'm giving credit for. I maybe would give him a slightly higher score, maybe 3.5. I'm not sure if I'd quite go to 4, because like I said, I think he is quite limiting. Yes, he does a powerful and potent thing in pulling the 4-cost. You can play a deck with only one 4-cost, and it gives that a bit of consistency. So I like that element to him. You could just draw neither though. You could draw neither the 4-drop or Airwalker. But he is still limiting. You can only play him in Destroy. So from a fun perspective though, I'll give him 3.5. I do think he'll be fun. I do think for the archetype, he literally lets you do completely unique new things. So that's good. 3.5. And from a competitive standpoint, I'm not sure we'll see him in the meta, but I maybe, after talking it through in this video, I'm maybe probably less sure. So maybe. But because he is available in high voltage for free, just your time and engagement, and it should be, like I say earlier, I think somewhat, definitely achievable. It's definitely achievable to get this card. He is a snap for me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Probably went on way longer than it should have done. So that's really good. I'll see you next time. Cheers.